Hi, welcome to Press Play, where we talk with high performing individuals about what they do when they shut the laptop and they unwind, recharge, and do what they want to do. So I have here with me an old friend, Salma
Joffrey, yeah, the J is
Joffrey.
pronounced. Hi, Jennifer.
So nice to talk with you again. It's been a number of years. I would consider myself an alumni of Salma's YouTube teaching course, which I found to be amazing. And I found you, Salma, really by YouTube. Like, I found you and I just really loved your personality. And then when I reached out, like, I just felt we really clicked and just have stayed in touch over the years. So it's been lovely.
And I have to say that you were one of my most enthusiastic clients who took on board everything. And I think that's just your personality. You're just like somebody who absorbs and wants to do really well. So that was amazing experience for me as well.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I love so many things that you're doing. I see like how much you travel. You've lived in a number of different places. Where are you now? I'd love to catch up.
So let me move out of the way so I can show you.
Oh
That's
my
my island.
gosh.
So the ocean is over there. The mountain is over there. So I'm in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on a Portuguese island called Madeira.
Wow. My goodness. And how long have you been there?
3 years.
Wow. And what is it? What would you say it's like? What are the best things to do there?
Oh my God. So when we first moved here, we moved sight unseen. And most people were
Really?
like, are you freaking crazy? You should go and experience a place first and figure out whether it's for you or not. But my husband and I were like deep researchers. Like we know what we want if we just get into we were like Google Maps and looking at the road to the school. And like we were like really in the trenches and we're like, yeah, we want to move here for sure. So we moved sight unseen 3 years ago and it's been the best decision ever. It's really safe to live here. Great place to bring up the kids. It's really vibrant. There's lots of activities and festivals, and there's a very vibrant community. The food's great. The island lifestyle is something that I really had to get used to. Slow down, take in the
Mm.
days, sunset, wine, pizza on the beach.
Yes, please. Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
It's been quite a change from living in a very fast-paced, hectic city life with grime and pollution and just feeling like you're surviving every day versus now
Mm.
feeling like you're thriving. It's been a
Now,
big change.
I probably know, but do you want to talk about where did you move from?
I moved from Karachi, Pakistan, which is, I mean, yeah, you hear the news reports, but then also just living is there's power breakdown. So you got to, and because I'm online, like I need my
Yes.
business needs to run. So we
Yeah.
have to have backup generators. And so there's a lot of constantly trying to just keep things up and running. There's a lot of mental pressure and stress that kind of went with that. And then
Mhm.
security and safety, another concern. Weather, always hot,
Mm.
very humid, very difficult to do outdoorsy stuff. Whereas here, it's like early 20s. I'm talking centigrades. I don't really know what
I would
that
say
would be in Fahrenheit.
50. 50. I think that's Fahrenheit, maybe, if I'm
Would it?
right.
I guess we'll have to do the conversion.
Yeah.
But super amazing weather, excellent air quality, like 99% of the time. So that just means, we get to be outdoors more. And we deliberately did not buy a car. So we walk everywhere and take public
Oh,
transport,
wow.
which is such a change from where we used to drive everywhere before. Like major, major changes. Yeah.
Salma, I'm so happy for you and your family.
Mm.
This is amazing. And you're such a hardworking person and you run your business, you help all sorts of other businesses. And so it's nice to hear like something good happening to someone really good. And I just appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks
So,
so much.
okay, let's say it's a typical maybe Friday night where you live now. What are you doing? What are you doing to
So
unwind?
Friday night is pizza night at our place.
Ooh,
So we're
okay.
doing one of two things. If we want to go out that particular night, we'll go out to one of three pizza restaurants that we really love. And if we want to stay in, then I'll probably get the pizza dough and be like, kids, you're making dinner tonight. So they're going to figure out what toppings they want. They can do whatever cheese, tomato sauce, whatever. They'll get marinara sauce and they'll make it and they'll do it. So, and then Friday nights are also, because that's the night when we really get a lot of family time because the kids are just done with school and everyone's kind of just, decompressing. We're making weekend plans. So there's always a debate in my household. Are we going to wake up early on Saturday and go hiking, or
Yeah.
are we going to be lazy and just have pancakes and like,
Mm.
have a lazy Saturday morning? So
Wow.
it's always a toss up, one or the
Both
other.
are good choices, though.
Both are good choices. And then Friday nights, there's usually some kind of music festival or something happening here. Like there are a number of places where I know there's going to be live music. So my husband and I both really love just kind of experiencing different types of music. There'll be samba from Brazil. There might be some Western music. There might be fado from Portugal. There might be, some cover bands like we love 80s bands. So we have our hangout spots and we're like, okay, what do we want to do? What's the vibe? How do we feel today? So yeah.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So, w I'm guessing the primary language there is Portuguese.
So the funny thing is that because we're so far away from the mainland, we're actually a 2-hour airplane ride away from the
My
mainland.
gosh.
So we're
Wow.
closer to Africa than we are to Europe.
Wow.
And so what happens then is that this is an island whose economy is driven by tourism. And any place where you have a lot of tourism, you have English speaking
Hmm.
people because they have to, deal
Yeah.
with tourists, right? And there are a lot of British tourists who come here. And that's probably number one. There's a lot of Americans who started coming as well, and German and French. So the language gets kind of
Mm.
interesting because yes, you want to speak Portuguese to the Portuguese, but a lot of Portuguese people who choose to live in Madeira understand or speak very good English.
Wow.
So it's easier to integrate, but kind of hard for us to learn the language faster because everyone understands English.
Everyone on they're just like, "Yeah, we can just say it in English, I guess."
We definitely are all trying to learn the language. So we're all learning Portuguese.
Wow. Amazing. Oh my goodness. And so when you said hiking in particular, is that like mountain hiking? Tell me a little bit about that.
So this is a volcanic island.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it
Does it get
is
any better? Does it get any better? Every time you're adding a new detail, I'm like, "Really? My gosh."
I could add another 10, 15 layers of detail here that you'd be like, "Whoa." But it's a dormant volcano, so it's not been active for 6,000 years or more, right? So we don't even know where the crater is anymore, so there's no danger of that. However, because it's a volcanic island, when it was first inhabited, people needed to figure out a way to get water from the north, which has a lot of waterfalls and
Mm.
natural condensation and mountains and everything, down to the south, which was dry. So what they did was they built irrigation channels. So they dug out through the mountainside about 2 feet wide and maybe 2 to 3 feet deep irrigation channels for the water to naturally flow from the north to the south. So in modern times, those have been converted into hiking trails. So what we do is we call it levada hiking. So levadas are the irrigation channels, and
Mhm.
then the pathway next to them, which is usually it's usually well maintained. It's like a little footpath next to the water channel that you can hike.
Wow.
And so we go on these hikes. Some of them are like inside dense forest areas. Some of them are on mountainous areas. Some of them are quite dangerous. There's a hike called the Stairway to Heaven.
My gosh.
Yeah, I haven't actually had the courage to do that yet because I have a little bit of vertigo. So I'm building up stamina for that.
Wow, that sounds, just incredible. What do you see a lot of, like, wildlife during your
No,
hikes or
no, we have some native lizards, birds, but there isn't a lot of dangerous animals or anything like that. So just birds.
nice.
There's no snakes.
Really? Huh,
Yeah, there's no
that's
snakes here. Yeah.
I can't imagine that because where I'm at, there's just snakes are a part of life, so
Wait, where are you at?
so Florida, United States,
Florida.
and
Oh,
yeah,
so
it's just
alligators,
yeah.
snakes. Yeah,
Yeah,
reptiles.
it's
The only
just, you know,
reptiles we have are like these little green lizards, and they're kind of cute. Yeah.
they sound adorable. Everything sounds amazing about this island. What would you say they're like the food there? Like what would be your favorite dish to maybe that's native there?
So there's a fish that lives oops, sorry. That was it's just something that you don't need to worry about falling. It's fine.
I totally get it.
No, no, actually, I'm glad it's off. There's this LED light I have here, and my husband wanted to put like a blinder on it to
Yeah.
direct and I was like, get it off. I hate it. And so it just came off by itself.
So it listened. My gosh, that is
Yeah, during the
awesome.
podcast. But to answer your question, so because we're in the middle of the Atlantic, so there's a seafood is very prevalent here, right? And there's a specific kind of fish that only lives very deep in the Atlantic Ocean where there's no light. It's a very
Oh my
scary looking
god.
fish. It looks like an eel. So really bad looking, really
Wow.
like weird looking, black skin, sharp teeth, eel like body. But once you get over that, the inside, oh my god, it's so delicious.
Wow.
It's like any white fish, like if you would have like a haddock or a cod or like any really great a mackerel, really great white fish. It's absolutely delicious. But they cook it really carefully because the skin is poisonous. But it's the national dish of Madeira. It's called the
My
espada.
goodness. So it's like eat it with care. You really wanna know that it's well prepared because
Yeah.
you don't wanna mess around with that skin.
Yeah, no, the fishermen do a really great job of like we have a fish market here and they're really skilled. So yeah, we eat it all year round. So it's really yummy.
So speaking of that LED light and your husband, I love that you 2 work together. Like, you guys are 2 sides of the coin where he's into the editing, I just muted myself. The editing, the production part, and you know all of that too, and that's what's so, so cool. You guys are a dynamic duo.
Well, I like to say that I'm the face of the brand, so I'm in front of the camera and he's behind the camera. So all the magic that you see, all the framing and, resolution and, what lighting we're supposed to be filming in and the edit, post production, all of that. So he does. But don't think it's all happy and roses. We clash a lot, a
Oh my
lot.
goodness.
Before I came on this podcast, we were editing a video together and I'm like, just like losing brain cells because I'm like, why are you not getting how I want the edit to look? And he's like, that's not possible in the software. Salman, just calm down.
Oh my gosh.
So we definitely have to leave work to the side and then be like, okay,
Yeah,
now we're not business partners anymore. Now we're like a married couple. So let's shift. And we just somehow we managed to leave, work to the side and then, just be a family.
I love that. So my parents worked together. They had a business together and worked together the whole time, and I just thought that was really cool to see as a kid growing up, and but there's no way I could work with my husband. I love him to death, but we are so our brains think so different, and he's so engineering and I'm so not.
Well,
It's
you know
like we
what they
don't
say,
speak the same
opposites
language.
attract, right?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely more like logical and minutiae and detail oriented. And Ali, my husband, he's more laid back and more relaxed and more calm. And I'm like anxious, and so I guess I put him to do things and he calms me down. So
I love that. Oh my goodness. So I'm seeing here, we talked a little bit about you making like pizzas. You also like to bake. Is that right?
yeah, we do. Yeah. So baking is like I think one of the things that is really fun to do with children.
Mhm.
It's just one of those activities that my daughter was like, I want a cake for my birthday, and they're into anime, which is like the Japanese art form. And she's like, I want a specific Japanese character on my cake. And no bakery here would do it. So we
Yeah.
had to do it ourselves. So we bought the edible icing bought the fondant, rolled it out ourselves, created the cake
Wow.
ourselves, decorated it ourselves. So I find that baking is something that the kids, because they're very artistic, so they can I can teach them cooking, but then they can bring in their art and make it really unique. So she did it for her birthday and all her friends were like, "How did you do this?" It's so unique.
My gosh. That
So
is so cool.
yeah.
I I think you have to be gifted for that a little bit because I tried on my kiddo's birthday once. Oh, and he was so sweet. I think he was like 3
Oh, 3 is a
when
bit
this
young
happened.
for yeah, for like complicated
Yes,
design.
but I decorated it and I was like, "I'm so sorry it turned out, this way." And he was like, "I love it. I think it's great." And I was like, "Oh,
Kids are so forgiving and
they
they just
are."
wanna get their hands in the dough and just have fun and then create crazy designs. And it's amazing how creative and artistic you can get. Just give them a little bit of flour and, I don't know, colored, artificial coloring or whatever. That's it.
Yeah. Is there like a Salma baking go-to recipe that you would be famous for?
Chocolate cake.
My
The
goodness.
most moist and I'm even just gonna give the secret away because it's not my recipe. I just got it off the internet like maybe 20 years ago and I still use it. And the secret is, there are a couple of secrets. So one is my God, what's it called? When you mix in milk with acid.
Ooh,
Oh, what's it called? I'm like losing the word here. Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
Google it. I'm gonna Google.
While you're Googling, I'm gonna also tell you the other secret. So
Okay, tell me.
there's boiling water and oil. So normally most
Okay.
cakes don't have they have water, but they don't have boiling water.
Yeah.
It's usually not part of the recipe. So there's boiling water and there's oil in it instead of butter. So it keeps it really, really soft. Have you
What
figured
I
out?
found was acidified milk. I don't know if that's what we're looking for. Milk, I mean, buffering effect.
No.
I am not good in the kitchen, so I could not be like,
Buttermilk,
"I know it."
buttermilk, buttermilk. There we go. Buttermilk.
Buttermilk. Okay. Well, that sounds like it'd be very, like, rich and, like, real creamy and oh my goodness,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's adding either vinegar or lemon, just like a tablespoon to milk, and it curdles the milk. And it just makes the cake next level amazing. So those are the 3 little hacks that we do, and I've been making this cake forever, and it's like, it goes to parties at my school's kids, and they're all like, "Wow, is this homemade? So amazing." And, so yeah,
Wow.
it's a family favorite.
Okay, I might have to get all of the tips, step by step because 'cause I'm horrible at this, so Oh my
It's very
goodness.
easy recipe to follow.
So another thing I think is so interesting, so you used to be a radio show host,
It
correct?
was, yeah.
Tell me about that, and then do you think well, you're so comfortable on air, I would say, on in front of the camera. I know
Yes.
radio would be behind a microphone, but you're comfortable either way.
Well, if you imagine a radio show, the first thing you'd think is headphones, and the second thing you'd think is a big mixer in front of you. And I
Mhm.
had a mixer with like maybe 25 controls in front of me. Volume up, volume down, switch channels, put on the next thing, add break, reduce this, bring on the guest, take on a caller. So I was literally juggling like all of these controls in front of me and then choosing the playlist for the day and all of that. So I used to host a show called Lunch at 89, which was, as
Ooh.
the name says, 1.5 hours during lunch.
Mhm.
And this was while I was working a 9 to 5 job. So the radio station was in the same building as my job. So I'd take an
Really?
extended lunch break. Yeah, really. I don't even know how I got permission for it. I just had the audacity to ask. And I said, you know
That's
what?
because you're you. You are you. Like, I could totally see you going for that, but oh my god, I need to know. Okay, so you asked
So
and
I'm
they
working
said
a
yes?
regular 9 to 5 job at this point. This is, I think, circa 2005, 2006. So like a really long time ago. before kids. And so then I'm doing this job, and then I'm like, okay, this radio station's opened up. Always been a dream to do this. Why not? I apply. They say, sure, we have this open slot, audition for it, blah, blah, blah. I put on my favorite playlist. Everything goes well. And they're like, okay, you're in. And then I go talk to my manager. And I'm like, I need like another half hour for lunch because
Yeah.
I'm going to be upstairs on the eighth floor hosting this show. You want to tune in?
My
And he said, yes.
gosh. Wow.
So yeah,
That's
that
s
was fun.
that's so cool. I think one thing that really inspires me about you is that you're a go-getter, you go for it, and I think you're very creative about it too. I mean, I know that in working with you, hearing about the type of, like, sponsorships or partnerships that you've formed through YouTube, it's incredible, and you just have to go for it. I think that's one thing I remember
Yeah.
besides many things I remember in the course, but you just have to go for things.
Yeah, I think one thing that people are worried about is how it's gonna look and then the fear of rejection.
Mhm.
And my thing is that there's so many failures, there's so much rejection that's gonna happen anyways. So the more you try to avoid it and the safer you try to play things, the more you are, you think you're protecting yourself, but really you're limiting yourself because
That's right.
at some point people are going to reject you. You have a YouTube channel, people are going to hate on you. The kind of comments
Mhm.
I've gotten, like trolls, spam, and actual hate from normal people as well. People have a problem with everything, right? So
Mhm.
you have to start developing that thick skin if you're going to be in the media as you are, or if you're going to be a creator in any way. And I'm an introvert, which is really weird because when people hear that, they think that introverts are really shy and, meek. But what happens is the reason I love YouTube is because I can just be myself, talk without anyone interrupting me, not have to disrupt anyone else's experience, just share my truth, log off, and then spend a weekend not talking to anybody if I don't want to.
Mm.
So I think for an introvert, it's perfect. And, it makes it easier to take those risks and go for it because then you're like guarding your time and you're like, okay, if this doesn't work out, nobody's going to know.
Yeah,
It doesn't
absolutely.
work out. It doesn't work out. I don't need to broadcast it. I don't need to talk about it. I don't need to share every failure or every rejection until I'm ready to.
Do you feel that I feel like just being the outside in, looking at how you've approached things, like that's something that you thread not just through your work, but through your life is going for it, seeing what
But
happens.
there's a downside to that as well.
Tell me.
So here, this is why my husband and I work well together. I'm impulsive. I make a decision and I'll be like, I'll just go for it. Right. I'll be like, okay, step one, okay, I'll do that. Step two. And then step three, I'll hit a hurdle and I will freak out. I'll be like, oh my God, nothing is working out. And why are
Mhm.
they doing this? And why isn't it happening? And like full blown panic attacks and anxiety, and I can't sleep and I'm worried and I don't know what to do next. And my husband's the opposite. He won't make a decision quickly. So I'm impulsive. I'll make a decision really fast. But he will take his time to make a decision. But once it's made, he's like, well, of course we'll figure it out. We'll stay the course. And well, if plan A doesn't work, we'll go to plan B. And if that doesn't work, we'll try something else. And, we'll figure it out eventually. And so it'll
Love
be
that.
fine. And when we moved to Portugal, I made the decision in 2020. So this was during COVID. And I made the decision. It took him a year to get on board,
Mm.
a full year to get on board. Yeah, I remember because it was January and it's our anniversary on 10th of Jan. So it was like, so I remember the dinner. And then we hit a snitch, right? We hit roadblocks.
Mhm.
A lot of things happened. There was bureaucracy, people we'd hired just, ghosted us. There was a lot that happened in the process of immigration that did
Mm.
not go smoothly. And me, true to form, freaking out. And him, of course we're gonna migrate. It's all gonna work out. And this is the guy who took a year to get on board. So
Eh,
going full force is good, but then sometimes it means that I haven't thought through how I'm going to react when
hmm.
obstacles hit. And that's when I need my partner to kind of be like, no, no, we are staying the course. This is going to work out. We just have to work through it.
I'm so like you in that respect. Like I love to look for things, get excited, but then yeah, it's like I didn't think of that XYZ thing
Don't
and then
think things
if
through. I just know what I want and I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. And then inevitably, of course, there's going to be issues because I haven't
yeah.
thought them through.
Yeah, totally. Oh my goodness. What do you see kind of where's Salma going from here? Like, I know you're doing the amazing on the YouTube still. So tell me a little bit about like where's your vision next?
Well, so from the work perspective, I have a membership right now, which is more in tune with how I want the lifestyle to be. So I was talking about the European lifestyle earlier, which is very slow, and especially on an island. There's a lot more life and less work. So you want your work to revolve around your life. So you want to design your life in a way where it's really maximizing the environment and where you are. And so, from a work perspective, a membership suits me better because it's like everything in one. So, all my courses, coaching, one to ones, products, everything is in one place. So, it's my flagship product now. And from the visionary perspective of the future, I would love to host some kind of a retreat here someday, which maybe
Sign me
might
up.
seriously, it'll combine like nature and maybe some video work as well. So
Very cool.
I would love to do that. There's so many people who've told me that they would love to visit here and they would love to come for a while. And I think this would be an amazing kind of amalgamation of getting work done, but then also taking time to just experience just an amazing environment to be in.
That would be amazing. Especially I'm thinking even for like what are like influencers that they're doing video and they want that, beautiful nature scenery and kind of learning from you how to put it all together and my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, kind
Wow.
of making your environment like work for you and then also figuring out how to incorporate it maybe in your storytelling or incorporate it in your daily life. And, there's so much to be learned from nature, which is something I would have never said if I hadn't moved here.
Wow. That is
My dream was
amazing.
to live in New York City.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was always going to be the kind of person who's going to be like super ambitious, into the rat race, and always like very, very corporate.
Yes.
I thought that that's what I wanted. But then when I moved here, I realized that I want to slow down. And this is what I
Well,
really want. I don't want to go faster. I want to go slower, but further, if that makes sense.
it totally does. And sometimes it's like listening to that inner part, whatever it is, that's actually like has the wisdom of saying, actually, it's nice to slow down. I totally
Yeah.
could use that piece of advice. So
I
I'm
mean,
sure,
maybe a younger person would be like, yeah, go, go, go. But I think I'm ready to more.
yeah. And in the way that you help people, you've created it where you can be in control of yourself, your life, and help people because video is so important. It's not going anywhere.
No.
It's what people really need to know. So I think that that's amazing what you've done, what you've created. How can people find you?
So I'm Salma Joffrey everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Facebook,
Love
everywhere.
it.
So just need to search for my name. So it's Salmajfri. Yeah.
I will never forget when I first found you. I was like, "Oh, I love this. I like this video. I like this. I like what she said here." And would have never thought that I got to, like, meet you, interact with you. Then even doing that, I learned so much from you that was so valuable in so many areas of business that it, like, really, really helped me that I was like, "Wow, this is incredible." From the planning to the certain type of writing to all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff that you help those with. So I can't thank you enough, Salma.
No, and you already brought like such a unique skill set because oftentimes people coming into the video world have like very limited experience with communication or presentation and they have to really struggle to learn all of that. But you brought that and that was your skill. So I think it was a really fun to work with you on that because you already understood how to communicate ideas and concepts. You know how video like sucks your energy out, right? Like
It
you have to,
totally does.
right? You have to be like a little bit extra animated, a little bit
Yes.
extra enthusiastic about things. And sometimes that feels a little fake to people and they have a
Yeah.
really hard time with it. But you, no, you were on from day one.
Well, if you have any advice for anyone, it could be life, work, what would you kind of wrap up today with? Some wisdom from Salma.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I guess something that I do is I start before I'm ready. That's kind of like my mantra. Have an idea, and the time between idea and implementation has to be super short. Otherwise, I will self sabotage myself.
Mhm.
If I think too much about things, I'm going to overanalyze, get overcritical. So, start before you're ready means to shut off that chattering brain inside you that say, no, it won't work. No, it's a bad idea. No, you can't do it right now. No, you're too old. No, it requires too much effort. No, this, no, that. Just shut it all off and do it anyways. And that
Mm.
means starting before you're ready because it doesn't feel like you're ready. But once you start it, you'll figure the steps out as you go along. And you don't need to know all 100 steps, just the first one or two steps to start.
That's so applicable to so many different areas, and I hope it reaches people tuning in as much as it does for me, that it really speaks to, not being afraid of, well, you still are can be afraid, but let's take it 2 steps, not
Yeah,
100.
do it scared.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Salma. We have to talk again, and I just so appreciate you, and, thanks for joining.
Thank you, Jennifer, for having me.
Thanks.